You just heard a snippet of the song Wish I Knew. It's by our guest tonight, songstress Temika Moore, and I am your host, Angenella Fleming, and you're watching Beyond the Lyrics. So Temika, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being my guest. I want to make sure that we share so much about your artistry and a little bit about who you are, and that's why we're Beyond the Lyrics. So get ready.
Okay.
You ready? All right. Well, I know even just that title just really speaks to me. How many times have I said to myself, wish I knew? And so tell us a little bit about where that song came from for you.
The song came from, to be quite transparent, I was going through a really, really difficult time, and it was a time of just reflection and just coming to terms. You know, essentially the whole project, The End of Me, is about coming to terms with something. So I Wish I Knew it was just timely. It was just all the thoughts you always say to yourself, you know, very relatable thoughts. You know, if I knew back then, you know, what I know now, I'd be a beast. You know, I'd be sharp. You know, I'd do this, I'd do that. And, you know, you just sit there, you just kind of marinate on it, and you just reflect. You're like, wow. If only I knew.
Right.
So that's what the song is about. It's a reflective song.
Yes, and it's kind of like that musical therapy. That's such the blessing out of music, is to be able just to feel like that, okay, I could take this into what I may be going through for. It may be not the same situation, but it can still be very healing and reflective for whoever's listening to it. And so as you are going about your day reflecting about what you're writing and the artistry that you want to share, I know that a lot of your message is Christ-based. And so someone may say that you're a gospel artist, but you know, artists may think of themselves in a different way. How do you describe yourself as an artist?
I'd like to say I'm genre neutral. Does that exist? Can I make
it
that up?
It does, yes, and you can't make it up.
I say that because so often, you know, as artists, we're people where we can do so many things.
Yes.
And I know that's very contrary to the music business, you know, from marketing 101. You need to identify the widget, you know, and put it in the package. But I say it's genre neutral because I can choose any style approach or any instrumentation that I would like. But for me, the content is always consistent. So if the audience wants to consider me a gospel artist, you know, that's fine if you want to put me in that box. I don't consider myself a gospel artist. I really consider myself inspirational soul. But if I have to define it and put a nice little bow on it.
We like that, inspirational soul.
Yeah, so I kind of consider that. But the content is always about, you know, coming to terms with life, understanding the struggle, getting closer to Christ, just being transparent about the struggle and the journey. Because I think people assume, you know, because you're trying to follow Christ, you're trying to have that life that you don't struggle, like you have it all together, and you spend all your time at church in prayer, and like that's all you do.
It's not that way.
Yeah, it's like a myth, and it's like, okay, no, I'm no different than you. I'm really no different than you. You may struggle with something different than I do, but we're essentially all the same. We all need mercy.
Yes, we do.
So that's kind of how I look at it.
Yes, and that's what I think that people, they want to know and be able to understand, and sometimes you don't get to understand because we see artists in a certain way, and sometimes we even want to put them in a certain box. And so it's so good to be able to hear you say, you know, listen, I'm not in, you know, church 8 hours of the day every day. You know, I'm living my life, and you know, you're experiencing a part of my life through my music.
Absolutely.
So let's find out a little bit more beyond the lyrics of your music.
Sure.
And so as you're living your life, we know that you are here in the DMV, also known as the DC metro area. But has this always been home for you?
No.
Where are you from?
No, I'm originally from Philadelphia, so I'm a Philadelphian, you know.
Yes,
I
East
proudly
Coast.
claim it. However, this is home too. I came here, you know, at a very young age as well. So I mean, I grew up in Philadelphia, came here, went to college at the University of Maryland. So I spent a little time on this end of town. I actually landed in the DC area specifically because I was actually going to law school. I was planning to, I was applying to, you know, Howard University and all these different schools, and I came here to see if I could make my mark as an attorney. I know that sounds strange. You're like, okay, why are you trying to be an attorney if you're already right? It's because I didn't really know what I wanted to be. I guess I was following this path that, you know, my circle, my family thought, based on, you know, what they saw in me, my skills, how I lived my life. Oh my gosh, Temika will be a great attorney. Oh my gosh, she'll be a great attorney. She can debate. She could argue.
It's funny they can pick that out, can't
Yeah,
they?
and
Yes.
everybody in the law profession knows that's only a portion if you're a litigator. I hadn't planned on going into litigation.
Right.
You know, that's not essentially who I was. When I think about my life and everything that I did during the day, nothing about my life said law school.
Okay.
Nothing about it said, okay, I'm passionate about the law, I'm learning about it. It wasn't.
Right.
My whole life was centered around the arts ever since I can remember. So I'm thinking I spent time in voice lessons, in choir, studying different languages of music.
Wow.
Like that was my life. I was like, okay, how are you going to law school? Like, where'd that come from?
So
So
yes, just one element of yeah. Doesn't mean she be a lawyer because she
Yeah.
can debate well.
So
But watch out, she can debate well.
yeah, that's. But there was so much more to me that I was missing to be able to really be successful in that profession. You need passion for that
Yes.
industry, and you need to not mind living, you know, at the firm all day long. And that's not who I wanted to
Right.
be. So I'm thankful that I ended up here because that was, I like to say that was the catalyst
Yes.
for my journey and bringing me here. And I'm glad that I really started my professional music career here. I was part of a girls group formed by Boys to Men.
Oh.
In Philadelphia. So I was working there as a professional, but I really feel like when I came to the DMV, that's when I really started my professional career and sat in with all the jazz bands here and just really immersed myself in the DC, Maryland, Virginia culture.
Right.
And I'm happy about it. I couldn't imagine starting it, you know,
Well, we're
anywhere.
happy to have you too.
So,
So
yeah.
we're going to go ahead and claim you for the DMV.
Well, thank you.
We're happy to have you too. And when you speak about how you immerse yourself in different forms of art, like what is art? How does art speak to you on a daily basis? Like, are you listening to music all the time, or is it dance? Is it theater? What kind of art expressions do you experience the most besides your own music?
It's funny. I have not been listening to music for a while. Little known fact. I've been listening to talk radio, podcast, everything but music. And there's a reason for that. I wanted to kind of cleanse my musical palette, so to speak. I wanted to be able to get clear about some things, not listen to other people's music and feel the draw to be a carbon copy of that. I really just wanted to clear the slate and see what I come up with after kind of being in this watershed, you know, period. And now that I've reemerged, literally, now I'm listening to music again. Oh my gosh, it's like a rebirth. And it's like, oh my gosh, there's so much great music. So now the music takes on a different experience for me because I kind of took a break from listening to it. So everything I'm hearing is inspiring me right now. Every single thing. Or even just being out walking amongst the cherry blossoms or something. Like that's inspiration. Like I'm drawing inspiration from everything. I'm kind of like a little 3-year-old, and my brain is just like fertile.
New.
Like, oh my gosh, I could use that for a song. I could use that for a song. So that's kind of where I am. So I'm taking it all in.
And I love hearing you say that there's a lot of good music. I think that it kind of became almost, no, I don't want to say trendy, but it became popular to say, oh, there isn't any good music out, and we need to get back to real music. And there is so much great music out there. And it's like, and there's almost so much great inspiration as well. And so how do you feel about that when people say, okay, let's get back to real music and good music? Like, how does that make you feel? I always kind of feel like, well, you know, you kind of have to create your own experience.
You know, I really believe music is a reflection of your lifestyle. So people are saying there's no good music because we're in this kind of, I want to say the world is in a funk right now. We just are. So, you know, after recovering from housing markets, job losses, you name it, that the music isn't necessarily bringing life to people. So it's a reflection. So if people are starting to feel like, oh, we're coming back to music because people are starting to like, okay, I'm tired of being in the funk. I'm ready to come back out. I'm tired of all this talk about joblessness and all this crazy stuff. I want to be happier. I want to be freer, and that's coming across in the music. So I believe it's a lifestyle thing. I do.
Absolutely, and it is, and it's kind of like we talked about before, musical therapy. It's about your reflection of your experience, and even when you want to feel better, that's the first thing I do is to turn on some music, you know, because it'll take me to a different place. And so, yes, I definitely think, I do feel like there's always great music. It's about seeking it out and being inspired to listen to other art. What artists do you listen to that we might be surprised to say, that's who she listens to? What artists do you think that somebody would search through your iPod and say, who's on there?
Wow, I'm an oddball. I am an amalgamation of everything I have ever heard. So my iPod if you look at it, it wouldn't necessarily, you wouldn't be able to necessarily identify who I am. You're just like, wow, she's eclectic,
Right,
you know, or she likes a little bit of everything. But right now, there's so many artists that I listen to. I don't want to leave anybody out. But right now, on my iPod, and I know I'm extremely late, I have been listening to the Jill Scott Light of the Sun album, and I know I'm really late. I think I'm about 2 years late. Because remember, I was on a music detox. Yes. So I've been listening to Jill, and I've been listening to Mint Condition, and I've been listening to a group called As One.
Yes.
And there's a beautiful song that they do. You Were There All the Time, and I've just been marinating on those three artists right now. That's where my headspace is at.
Yes.
And I'm appreciating what they bring to the music sphere because it's inspiring me.
Right.
And it just confirms that you have to be authentic. You really cannot be a carbon copy of what's already out there.
No.
We already have a Jill.
Yes, we
already have a Mint. You know, we already had a Whitney. Or, you know, I mean, just, you need to, really people need to embrace who they are.
Yes.
And I mean, it's a little impossible not to have a little bit of everything you've heard. You might hear like, you know, little influences, but it shouldn't be so obvious where it's like, oh my gosh, is that such and such?
Yes, you want people to be, us to be authentic.
Yeah, you want something new.
Yes.
You like those artists have already done that. Let's create something new. So.
But we do like a good cover from time to time.
Yes.
Yes. Who would you cover?
Wow. I'm so bad at that. I'm so bad. I gotta be honest with you.
A good cover from time to time.
I'm so bad at that. And the reason why I'm bad at that, because that's not my story. Those are not my stories. Even though these songwriters may write songs that I can relate to, it's not my voice. So when I do covers, if I do a cover, that means I'm in it. It's something about it has caught me. And the artist that I would consider doing a cover actually is really old song.
Well, if you hold it.
Sure.
That is going to be interesting. I'm going to leave you all there on the hook for what's going to be coming up with her cover, and there's a lot more to come with Temika Moore, so don't you go anywhere. Right now, you're going to have an opportunity to see her video, I Am Not Okay. It's a beautiful song, so make sure you stay tuned and watch that video as we go to break, and when we come back, guess what? Not only is she going to chat with us, but she's going to perform live her song, Wish I Knew Back Then. Remember the little snippet you heard? She's going to perform it live. So more to come with Beyond the Lyrics.
If I burned a bridge, that's not what I meant to do. If I broke some hearts. This is Temika Moore, and you're watching Beyond the Lyrics.
We're back at Beyond the Lyrics here with Temika Moore. She's getting ready to sing her song, Light as a Feather. So tell us a little bit about how this song came to your inspiration.
Actually, I wrote this song for my last project, Doing Just Fine, and it's a happy song.
Okay, we love happy, and we want to experience that with her. So getting ready to sing live is Temika Moore, Light as a Feather.
I'm a light as a feather, nothing can hold me down. I can go where I please, there's no peace like I have now. I'm a light as a feather, no worries on my mind. I'm working on self-preservation, don't have the time. I'm a light as a feather, don't worry about me. I've got my faith in my pocket, and I'm on the road to finding prosperity. I'm light as a feather. I'm so light, I'm so free. I'm light as a feather. That's what I want you to be. I'm light as a feather. Oh no, I'm light as a feather. I won't spend all my days having regrets about decisions that I've made. I'm light as a feather. Life is beautiful when you choose to live in truth and live in purpose. I'm light as a feather. Don't worry about me. I've got my faith in my pocket, and I'm on the road to finding prosperity. Though they go, oh, I'm light as a feather. I'm so light, I'm so free. I'm light as a feather. Don't you worry about me. I'm light as a feather. We're gonna break it down right here. I'm light as a feather. I'm so light. I'm free. Just as light. Mm-hmm. I don't wanna pretend, I don't wanna play games. Can't lie to myself, not one more day. Been trying to deal with some things that hard to talk about. I'm going through some changes and I'm having my doubts. Been there for everyone else, now I'm going through. Can't solve the problems tonight, just gonna have to get used to me not being around. I'm not doing fine. So many things going on in my life. I'm not okay. No, I'm not doing fine. Can't smile and give another obligatory line. I'm not okay. I'm not doing fine. No. So many things going on in my life. I'm not perfect, and yes, I cry, but understanding's in short supply. So I get dressed and put my face on and play my part. Handle my business with a heavy heart. Here's the tough thing about it all. I'm still praying, still going to church, and yet I fall. The struggle is so deep, even with faith I can't believe what's happening to me. Now I understand. I'm not okay. I'm not doing fine. So many things going on in my life. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm not doing fine. No. Can't smile and give another. Can't smile. No. I'm not okay. I'm not doing fine. I'm not doing fine. So many things going on. Got too many things on my mind. When you're the rock for everyone else, you put your problems on the shelf, place them far away for another day, then you take a breath, keep it moving, that's as good as it gets. I'm not doing fine. So many things going on. So many. I'm not doing fine. Can't smile and give another. I won't smile. I'm not okay.
And we're back here at Beyond the Lyrics with the lovely Temika Moore. She's going to be singing her newest release, Wish I Knew Back Then. So you heard her talk about it a little bit earlier at the top of the show, and now she's going to be sharing her vocal artistry with us. So let's welcome and let's listen to the voice of Temika Moore singing Wish I Knew Back Then.
I wish I knew back then what I know right now. Would have been, should have been, could have been better. I wish I knew back then what I know right now. Would have been, should have been, could have been better. As I look at my life and see where I've gone, I see the things that I've done right and everything that I've done wrong. I see the God in me. I know He's in everything. I can't help feeling this way, no, but my eyes are open and all I can say. What I know right now, should have been, could have been so much better. Oh, what I know right now, should have been, could have been better. Now I don't wanna complain for the things I've been through. I know that I've been changed. But when you know better, you do better. It's true. I know I can't turn back time, no, not a second. Even if I tried, I can't help feeling this way, no. But my eyes are open, and all I can say. Oh, what I know right now, should have been, could have been so much better. Yeah. What I know right now, should have been, could have been better. I know what's real, and I know I hear when it's I seek love. All I can say is no more regrets. I'm gonna do my best and live like never before. Everywhere I go, I've got to love more. Give thanks to now that I know. Hey, everywhere I go, I've got to love, give thanks, and now that I know, I gotta give everywhere I go. I've got to love and give thanks, and now that I know, I've got to give with everything in me, because it's not about me. Oh, got to live more, get more, everywhere. Oh, give thanks, and now that I know, and give thanks, and now that I know. Everywhere I go. Too many things is on my mind.
We're back, and I am your host, Angenella, with Beyond the Lyrics. And so I'm back again with my lovely guest, Temika Moore. And so where we ended, I asked you that hard question about who would you love. We had just got to talk about authenticity and being your own artist, and I said, yes, but you know, sometimes we like to hear a good cover.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about if there was a song or artist that you would love to cover, what would it be?
The one song and artist that's been like marinating in my head for a long time has been Billy Ocean.
Really?
Yes, the song Suddenly.
Oh.
From the, I think it was the late 80s, I think.
That was the
was
late
it
80s.
Yeah,
Had to be
late
like
80s.
88.
Yeah.
88, 89.
That song has been sitting on me, and I said, you know what, I have to do a version. I have to do a version.
Yes. Well, we would love to hear that. Oh my goodness. Like that, and like you said, like that's the being eclectic that I would have never thought that you would have said Billy Ocean suddenly. Okay, I'm prepared for I don't know what I was prepared for, but it wasn't that. So, but it's a beautiful song.
I like to cover songs by males.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done some shows where I've done some Kim songs, I've done some Bobby Caldwell songs. You know, I think I prefer to cover songs by males. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I do.
I guess unless you get your own, a different authenticity, like, okay, this is going to be my version as a woman, and you know,
Yeah, and actually I did Isley Brothers. See, I'm in that lane. I'm trying to think of all the covers, even though I have an aversion to doing a lot of covers.
Right.
Because I feel like it's not necessarily my story, but there's some that you just like, no, I love this song, and I did an Isley Brothers cover.
Well,
So
I'm telling you, we're gonna look out for that Billy Ocean Suddenly cover. I'm telling you, see if she sneaks it in somewhere on it. So we're definitely gonna be looking out for that. But you know, and I appreciate what you're saying is that, you know, let artists tell their story, and you want to be able to tell your own story. But that certainly doesn't mean that you don't have an appreciation, respect, and love. All those things are there. And I know you've worked with some great artists, and I want to ask you about your experience. And so one of the gems in this area, as you know, is the Howard Theater.
Yes.
And you have performed there before with two great artists. I think it was Eric Benet and also, Shantae Moore?
Yes.
So how was that experience, one, working with those artists, having to have the opportunity to open, and did you meet with them, and what was it like being in what has become, you know, just everybody wants to be performing at Howard Theater?
The Howard is like the place to be. Howard Theater is a beautiful theater, not simply just from a musical standpoint. I think the staff there is just wonderful. I think they treat the artists with respect, whether or not you're indie or you're major.
Yes.
I think they're very attentive to your needs, and those things are important when you're doing a show, especially when you're the opening act. So when you're the opening act, you come in and you already know you could possibly be in hostile territory.
Yes.
Because the audience is not looking for you.
Right.
So you're not the one selling all the tickets. You may be helping, but you're not the one selling all the tickets. So I think by being there and just having the opportunity to be exposed to Eric's audience, to be exposed to Shantae's audience, is great for me, because I also think it also takes what I do out of the box. Because I know people don't expect it. So you have me come on for my 30 minutes, and I may do some stuff that, you know, when we're talking about Christ, or that's in my song, I'm talking about the journey. And then shortly after, Eric gets on and talking about, you know, chocolate legs or something. They're like, wait a minute, hold on. This don't add up, hold on. Which I think is great, because I'd like to be the opposite of what people expect. And I am really working hard to get people to not isolate faith to Sunday.
Yes.
And don't feel uncomfortable because I came on and I, you know, did a medley of Mary's, you know, walking and, you know, walk with me, Lord, or something. And then, you know, an R&B artist comes on afterwards. Don't feel uncomfortable. Don't feel uncomfortable. That person is who they are. I am who I am. There are people in the audience who probably can embrace all music. So it's like let's take some of this stuff out of the box. Let's open our thinking. Let's kind of take the chains off.
Yeah, and I really like that, because even in your life, you appreciate those different moments. There are moments when you want to hear spirituality. There are moments when you want to hear more sensual songs. There's moments when you want to hear just for fun, and so that's just a part of life. And so you're just bringing that to life.
I'm not one-dimensional.
Yeah. Of course you're not.
Yeah, I'm not one-dimensional. So I'm not listening to gospel songs 24 hours a day, and I'm not listening to R&B or rock or classical songs 24 hours a day. I'm just embracing it all, and I'm listening to a little bit of everything. Now, don't get me wrong. I know from a spiritual perspective, you do need to guard your ears and your eyes and what you put into it. So I'm very sensitive to that. So I think it's important that I say that so that there's no misunderstanding about that. But I can put things into their proper perspective and and in their place. So.
Well, I want to make sure, we could just be sitting here talking. I would love to just sit and talk with you all day, but I know you have more artistry to create, and you're actually in the midst of working on your next project, and you're going to be infusing some new methods to get that project lifted off the ground. So I want to make sure that everybody knows about that. So what are you going to be doing a little bit different?
Yes, with this project that I'm working on, which is well overdue, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about where this is going because there's some stuff I need to say and things I want to put out there. But in order to be able to effectively do this project, I need help.
Okay. So pay close attention. We can all help.
Yeah, I do need help from the standpoint of there's some awesome producers that I would like to work with on this project that we've already reached out to, and as all things, there's a price to things. And to make this project great, to take it to the next level, to be able to tour and go to different places and expose the new project and the current music to larger markets, we need more money. I have really worked hard to fund a lot of the projects thus far. And I've kind of reached a glass ceiling, so to speak, with funding. And I really want to bring more to my fan base. I want to make the shows more engaging. I want to make the music right on, even more relatable. And I want to bring some new things to my audience. And I want to do it through this new platform called Kickstarter. And Kickstarter is a great platform for helping to fund creative projects where the fans, the people can be a part of bringing new projects to the market by donating money and by donating even as little as $1. There's so many different price levels. You get different prizes for that. And I have some great prizes that I'm putting together for donors of all, or pledgers of all different levels, anywhere from $1 all the way to $10,000. So yes, need the support and would love the support of anybody that believes in what I'm doing. And would like to see me be able to compete on an international level, just like the rest of the artists out there.
Well, we are certainly looking forward to it. So we be ready to help her out with her Kickstarter program that she's going to be launching pretty soon. So when can you find out more about it? You can always check her website at TemikaMoore.com. And we'll kind of take a wordplay on it to say if you want more from Temika Moore, make sure that you help her out with her Kickstarter campaign. And so we'll be looking forward to that. So connect with her on her website. I know you're also active on Facebook and Twitter. That's Temika, Temika, Moore, Moore. So make sure you look out for her. And so I just want to thank you so much for sharing some time. But it is not over. We definitely have a lot more that we're going to be seeing from you. So make sure you're connecting with her on social media. But before we go out and let you perform, I just want to see if we can get one more question out of you.
Sure.
Okay. And that question that I want to ask you is that when you are thinking about going to the next level, what does that look like for you? I know you said international, but what if you had to pick one project or one venue or one thing that you could say, that means that I'm going to the next level? What would that be for you?
For me, that would be to be able to have the ultimate show that is more theatrical in the sense of full-blown stage production and lighting. For me, that's the next level, because at that point there's full stage crew, full awesome sound and lighting that helps help communicate the experience. And for me, when I perform, I feel like it's not necessarily performing, but it's a dialogue with the audience, and I want to make the shows even more engaging. So that's the next level for me.
Awesome. I think sometimes us, as we're looking at artists, we don't know what it takes to really to bring all that to life. And I am going to keep saying that. We do want more of Temika Moore. So we definitely support you here as a team of Beyond the Lyrics, and we just want to see you do more and share more of your music with us. And so you don't have to wait to hear more from her. She's going to be coming back and sharing some of her vocal artistry with us. And so make sure that you stay tuned to listen to more with Beyond the Lyrics with Temika Moore.
This is Temika Moore, and you're watching Beyond the Lyrics.
And just in case you need a little bit more from Temika Moore, she's here with us to sing another song. She's going to be singing Is It Really This Simple? Tell us where that song came from as an inspiration.
Actually, I consider this my BB and CC whining type song, where you don't know who they're talking about. This song is really just about finding love, that point where you find what you're really looking for. And this is on the latest project, The End of Me.
Awesome. So we want to make sure that you check out her latest project. Again, it's called The End of Me. And so listen to the sounds of her singing Is It Really This Simple? Temika Moore at Beyond the Lyrics.
Right from the start, you really touch my heart. You see things others ignore. You see the good in me and so much more. Now is it really this simple to love? Now I share things with you, things known only by you. My secrets, my dreams, my fears, you never judge me. You just wipe my tears. Now is it really this simple to love? You're beautiful inside and out, everything I ever dreamed of find. My expectations you exceeded. You are air for me, everything and more than I needed. Now is it really this simple to love? You make it easy to breathe. I don't have to be someone other than me. Where were you long ago when I was feeling so alone? It doesn't matter now, don't know the why and how. I'm just glad you found me. Now is it really
So it's been a wonderful experience sharing this time with you, Temika. Thank you so much. We appreciate her, and we hope that you will go out and support Temika in her new ventures. And thank you for supporting Beyond the Lyrics. I'm your host, Angenella Fleming, and there's more to watch with Beyond the Lyrics.
As I look at my life and see where I've gone, I see the things that I've done right and everything that I've done wrong. I see the God in me. I know He's in everything. I can't help feeling this way, no, but my eyes are open, and all I can say is I knew what I know right now. It's all right, y'all ain't heard it in the radio, but that's all right. Y'all can still sing along. I wish I knew what I know right now. Check this out. Now I don't want to complain for the things I've been through. I know that I've been changed, but when you know better, you do. It's true. I know I can't turn back time, no, not a second. Even if I tried, I can't help feeling this way, no, but my eyes are open, and all I can say is she knew back then what I know right now. Would have been, should have been, could have been so much better. What I know right now, what I know right now. Could have been, should have been, could have been better. I know it's real, and you know I hear when it speaks. I ask him now. All I can say is no more regrets. I'm gonna do my best and live like never before. Everywhere I go, I've gotta. Y'all better give it up for my background singers. Give thanks, give thanks. Now that I know. Everywhere I go, oh, give thanks. And now that I know, gotta give everywhere I go. I've gotta love, give thanks. And now that I know, I've gotta give. Oh, everywhere I've gotta love. Oh, give thanks. And now that I know, I've been through the fire and the rain. Because of him, I'm better than I came. Oh, give thanks. And now that I know.
I consider what I do inspirational soul, and I say that from the perspective because oftentimes the type of music I write and the content and the instrumentation can change, but it's always going to, at the heart of it, it's always going to be soul music, but the messaging in the music is always going to be spiritual, inspirational, talking about the journey just to go through life, to find Christ, just everyday life. I talk about real life issues, and that's why I call it inspirational soul. The name of my latest project is called The End of Me, and it's a very transparent, very honest project. I wrote the project at a time when a lot was going on, and it was cathartic to be able to write the songs and just kind of be just very open and let the audience know, hey, you know, I struggle with things just like everybody else, and the project is just about coming to terms, coming of age, learning new things, getting rid of old ways of looking at things. It's just a very honest project. Well, I'm always writing, but currently right now I'm working on a remix project from some of my previous albums. I'm looking to release some dance music singles that are coming out soon, and hopefully finishing up more songs to finish the whole End of Me series that I'm doing. So the End of Me actually is an EP, and it's 5 songs, but it's the first 5 songs in a collection of songs that I'm putting together on the project. So hopefully I'll be able to finish that on this next go round as well. Yeah, I can't name some of the producers that I'm working with on this next one just yet. We're still working on that, but I'll tell you this, on the dance single, one of the dance singles that's coming out, which is I'm Not Okay, I am working with Helen and Terry out of Philadelphia, great producers, great women, and I'm looking forward to releasing that over in the UK, and I know the fans are going to love it because it's something different that I've never done. I have not done any dance tunes, so I'm looking forward to sharing it with the audience, so, and also working with Helen and Terry.
Too many things on my mind. Deep, so deep. I don't wanna pretend. I don't wanna play games. Can't lie to myself. Not one more day. Been trying to deal with something that's hard to talk about. I'm going through some changes, and I'm having my doubts. Been there for everyone else. Now I'm going through. Can't solve the problems tonight. Just gonna have to get This is Temika Moore, and you're watching Beyond the Lyrics. You want me to do one more? I hate singing drops. Hate them with a passion.